Can you hear us? How is our sound? We've got a new setup today, so let us know how that's working.
All right. Well, hello everybody.
Yep. Can you hear us now, Xander? Says he's here.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
We're hopeful that is your phone handy? See if our sound is good. Hello, hello. Hey, Xander, how's our sound, buddy?
evidently it's not in.
Low. Our sound is low. Okay. Let's see if we can't try to get it closer then and see if that helps.
Got it turned up as loud as it'll go.
It doesn't. You don't turn it up.
Oh, you can't. Oh,
You can't turn it up.
sound doesn't affect
No. I've got a new setup, so we're kind of just playing by our. Playing by ear here. Gary's got to get through the commercials on his. Okay. Okay. We're checking everything, checking all the connections, see if everything's right. All right. Says we got 4 folks in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Got the dropsies. Yeah, I have the dropsies. I knocked a piece off of the microwave.
Sounds as good as every other video.
Okay, Gary's sound is good, so we'll see. Hopefully that's. There's a delay, but there it sounds good. Hello, John. Yeah, I knocked a button off of the microphone. But yeah, we had to. Hello, Simply Jan. How was you and Kevin's fishing trip? Did you make a fishing trip yesterday? There he is. The myth. The man. The myth. The legend.
Might be the other way around.
The freshly sheared.
The legend might be a myth.
The legend might be a myth.
Yes.
Oh.
So if it's simply Jan's here, do we simply tell her hello?
We simply say hello.
A simple hello.
A simple hello. Yeah, so Gary got a haircut, got his ears lowered, and I did a terrible job.
Oh, you did a good job.
Legend, yes, he is that. He's a legend in his own mind. He's also outstanding in his field.
Occasionally.
Yeah. Hello,
I
Charlene
think she
or
did a pretty good
Christine.
job cutting my hair.
Oh, right here, I messed up right there. I nicked him right there with not really, nicked his skin, but I got it really close.
3.5 pound spotted bass.
Are you not going to do it?
We threw it
No
back.
shave November? It's September. It's September, honey. November is, well, actually, October is when he quits shaving usually.
Yeah, usually.
So, yeah.
About 3 weeks, I have a big full beard.
Yes. But yeah. So, yeah. Just asking. Yeah, he'll have
I'm
a
sure
beard.
by November I'll have grown my
So,
beard back.
I can't remember. You have dates.
Not for growing it.
Not for growing it, but
Just
you're
for
shaving it off. He shaves it off when he finds his first mushroom in the spring.
My first morel, I shaved my beard off.
Yep, that's when he shaves in the spring. But yeah,
I grow it back in the winter
whenever
I
he
get
feels
tired
like
of
it.
shaving and it's getting cool.
When it gets cool enough to handle.
It gets too hot in summer.
I'm so sorry, Christine, I don't read very good today. Christine, I'm so sorry, dear. I usually have a Charlene in here, and so when I saw I just quick read the CH and said, Charlene, I'm so sorry. Christine, I'm so sorry. But anyway. But Eric called Charlene too. I like it. Oh, goodness, Eric. Okay. Well, I wasn't the only one. Bless my heart. But I'm glad y'all are forgiven. I don't mind laughing at myself, and I hope y'all don't mind laughing at me too when I mess up. Hello, Carrie Leonard. Welcome, welcome. It'll be our pet name for you, huh, Christine? Christine's got a pet. She's got a code name. It's her code name.
It's a code name?
It's her code name. It's a secret hand. You know, you got a secret handshake.
Oh, at Gillen Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Christine Gillen Farm.
We have.
I met them last weekend.
We did. We met them last weekend. Yep. It can be, our secret club. We can have secret names.
Secret names.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Jan, what are you going to pick for your secret name?
Most people I know have secret names because I can't remember their names.
It's George, Fred, Charlie. Oh, those.
Just call them names. I don't know.
But, yeah. So long as you don't call me late for dinner. Oh, speaking of dinner, we had a good Sunday dinner. Yeah, Jan's got it. Just don't call me late for supper. But, yeah, we had a good Sunday dinner. Gary took me to my favorite Italian restaurant in Lebanon, Missouri. Yep. So, yeah, I went all the way to the Middle East for an Italian dinner.
Yep. Went to Lebanon
Lebanon, Missouri.
for Italian food.
At Da Vinci's. That's my favorite, Da Vinci's.
Yeah, it's a very good Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that we went to dinner with in Lebanon here a while back, Dowd's was good.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
next time we go, I'll go do that. We're gonna go to Da Vinci's.
Yeah.
Dowd's is good.
Jan has a chicken, potatoes, and carrots in the roasting oven. Oh, or roasting in the oven. Oh, yum. Yum,
Yep,
Charlene says.
sounds
Yeah, Charlie. Christine says, Rebecca, hello, Rebecca. How's your brother doing? I heard him coughing earlier on a live, and I worried about him. I've said a quick prayer for him. But, yeah, I have in my electric pressure cooker, I have a roast going. And when it gets done, I'm going to throw in carrots and corn and probably some squash.
It smells really good too.
Oh, yeah, John, yep. A little hamburger shop, yep, in El Dorado Springs. It's an old Sonic drive-in. Yep.
In El Dorado Springs.
Mm-hmm. El Dorado Springs, which is, so if you're
I remember which one's El Dorado
Yep.
Springs. I'm trying to place the hamburger.
where the old Sonic is.
I haven't placed it yet.
Oh, gotcha. He was eating spicy pork rinds and got choked. Okay. Bless his heart. That can get painful, especially those fine crumbs from the pork rinds. East of Nevada. Yeah, that's on our trip to Kansas.
154.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. It has another highway that comes through there, but I don't know where the old Sonic is. I know where the new Sonic is. I'll have to look. Oh, that's all right, Christine. We missed y'all too. We'll get to do it another time. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Oh, Miss Christine is not a stalker, Xander. She just knows who all are the good homesteaders. What?
Stalker.
Yeah, it's okay. I know what he meant. I know
Okay,
what you meant, Xander.
Well, that would be like somebody that puts stuff on a shelf.
Oh, is she shelving
I
stuff?
guess.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't know.
shelving stuff. So she stocks stuff for you. She puts everything up on the shelf. Poor Xander. We'll pick on him. We picked on me first for saying the wrong name. That too.
That too.
Hi, Julie. Oh, green verde pork loin. Oh, yes. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Good.
That
Cool,
sounds really
cool.
good. Really, really good.
Yep.
I'll usually make my salsa verde in the fall out of green tomatoes. She's a 2-for-1 kind of person. Oh, she may turn the tails on you and say that you're the stalker.
Yeah. Yeah. That could happen.
That could happen. I know how to rotate stock.
Good. Good. Move the cattle out of one pasture and the sheep into it.
And then the chickens follow.
Yeah. Rotating stock.
It's rotating stock for homesteaders.
Yep.
There's Charlene Grady.
Yeah,
Hello, Miss Charlene. So now I can say Charlene, but I got to be careful. Say Charlene and not Chris for Charlene and not Charlene for Christine. I'm going to get myself all mixed up here now. He stalked her back a few times. Oh, he goes to Rich Hill and Lamar to the Amish community.
I knew he had. We talked to him before.
Oh, now you got to go make supper. Aw. Yes, Jan. Yes, we know that friend.
Yes.
We have the same friend.
Yes, we met them before he started the channel.
Yes.
And before they were actually living there, they were living in a house in Springfield. I think, or an apartment in Springfield.
Yeah, we met them 2 years ago at the Ozarks Homesteading Expo. Yep. Okay, Xander, Miss Christine, Xander has put his order in. He wants fries. Please and thank you, he says. You're going to meet him Thursday. Awesome. I got to work Thursday. I'm now a working woman. Got me a new job. Yep, Colin. Oh, he told you. There goes your code name. I know, man. Yep. But yeah.
So Cindy is starting a new...
I am. I'm starting a new job. We'll see how I like it. I've been pretty spoiled to like even the jobs I've had. I did, Jan. I got the job. They called me late Friday afternoon and told me that I'd gotten the job. Yes, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Hopefully I like it. I think I'll like it. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'll like it because it's dealing with people, and I like people. I like to talk to people, and I like to help people. It is a job, Xander. It is a job, and right now that's a lot, especially since I got to replace my computer. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, Xander.
So, those of y'all that don't know, in the middle of the week, this last week, we made a surprise live announcement. Yep. And Cindy's computer...
Thank you, Charlene Grady. My computer... It sold the farm. Gave up the ghost. It is dead. Yell, Gary. You're not loud enough.
Okay. My voice is wore out, guys.
He's
I'm
tired. Hello, Kevin. How are you feeling, Kevin? Did you get to go fishing?
Oh.
Now he's being ornery.
Oh.
In Columbus on the 9th for 4-state annual hammer-in. Cool.
Cool deal.
Yeah, he's just being goofy. He didn't say anything. He's just moving his mouth. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. Oh, man.
So, Cindy's computer sold the farm.
Yep.
And so all of y'all that we videoed and talked to and everything we did at Baker Creek, or not Baker Creek, at
Ozarks Homesteading.
Ozark Homesteading Expo, that is all on a SD card that we have to use the computer to get it to YouTube, and we don't have the computer anymore, so it's not going to be up anytime soon.
Nope. The pup is doing good. He is living.
He is sound asleep on the concrete under my chair. It's his favorite place.
He loves to sleep.
and he loves sleep near wherever I'm at, or Cindy too.
Yeah.
I left for work the other morning, and
Yep.
he was on her lap, and they were all cuddled up here on the porch under a blanket, and he was on her lap.
It
and
was cool that morning.
It was cool this morning too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Somebody had to wake me up because I was out. I was sleeping.
I wouldn't have woke you up, but I didn't want you to miss the breakfast I cooked.
Yeah, he cooked a really good breakfast, so that was so he's like, "Hey, I cooked breakfast. You gonna get up and eat?" And it was like 7:30 already. I was just out. Frost 3 nights in a row and praise. Oh, you're not needing the rain though, are you, Sander?
I thought he said he was.
I can't remember which ones. There's snow on the mountains. Yep. Yeah. I couldn't remember. I know, like, Vegas and all that, they don't need any more rain. They were getting too much rain.
Last night we watched a buck and a doe in the field here in front of the house.
Yes.
And there were some turkeys roosted in a sycamore tree that we could see from the porch. I saw them when Cindy was cutting my hair.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Kansas needs the rain. When I took Hannah home on Tuesday, John, yeah, it's bad. Which it was bad when we noticed when we went and picked her up, and when we went the weekend before. I don't remember what we went for the first time. Oh, I went to visit kids and pick you up. Hello, Lynn the Okie. Yeah, Tahlequah needs some rain. Oh, Christine, you're not far. I've got to go visit my sister one weekend. We may have to get together. She's down in that area. Oh, yeah. Baling the beans because there's no pods. Yeah, that's too bad. At least they'll get some feed out of it. Because I know the hay's short.
Yeah, if they're decent when they cut them for hay, they got leaves and stuff on them. They make pretty high protein feed.
Yes, Christine, we love seeing animals here. 98 degrees, 24% humidity. Oh my goodness. No, that's not good. Yeah. Send the rain to Kansas and Oklahoma. The fan is pointed outside and east. Christine.
Yeah, the Oklahoma is short on the rain this year. So is Kansas for sure, and lots of places are. In Missouri, we've been getting some here lately. We were pretty slack early in the year, but in July we got a little bit. Now we've got a little more.
Yeah, if it was still green, there's a little bit left in it. We'll see. See what the guys they'll analyze it and see what their protein and stuff are in it.
Decent bean hay will still sometimes hit that 20% protein mark. It's good feed. Oh, excuse me. I've seen gin trash or bean trash used as a feed supplement too, but it's just a roughage. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
They use like when it's been combined, the combine trash.
When they've sprayed it to kill it back, or they've let it die back. From Scarborough, Ontario, rain Thursday, thunderstorm. Did I read that right, Carrie?
Good. John.
It's scary. His voice is giving out.
I'm sorry.
His voice is giving out. Got to go over 2 sets of mountains and then turn south, so I have no idea how well it'll be when it gets there. Yeah, okay, good, Carrie.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to say this as loud as I can without screaming. I spent the whole week going in the mornings and roofing, and then going and doing sheetrock, which is really dusty, and I put up some fiberglass insulation.
And he won't wear a mask.
I just don't remember it. And then going back in the evenings and roofing, and then in the morning going back and roofing, and then in the middle of the day going and doing sheetrock. And I've been doing that all week, and I've got enough dust, I guess, that my voice is not very good.
Yeah, hot lemon water with honey. He had that this morning. You had coffee, but I had the lemon ginger. He's been smoking a little bit of Mullen.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're gonna have to start singing a song. It's about Mullen, not the other stuff.
Yeah, I smoked some mullein that helps me. What it does, mullein works as an expectorant, and it basically makes you cough up all that stuff.
It also relaxes the bronchioles.
And sometimes I mix chamomile with my mullein and smoke it, and that definitely relaxes the muscles and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. No, the other stuff I don't think smoking that would help any.
No.
No. Anyway.
I'm not completely convinced on the medical of that stuff. I can see some of it, and I'm trying to listen right now with an open mind, but I'm not completely convinced.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good advice, Sander. Hello, Miss Viola. We're doing well. We're doing well, Miss Viola. Miss Viola is my granny's garden. Welcome into. So yeah, we're just sitting here thinking. He don't wear his overalls all the time. Usually he's got his 13 MWZs.
Yeah, so you guys see me in my bibs a lot on Sundays. These are my lazy clothes. I've got 2 pair of bibs that I wear as lazy clothes, and I think I know 1 pair I bought when I had a surgery and I couldn't buckle my 13 MWZs. So I bought a pair of bibs so I could go around in those and not go around in pajama pants. Because that definitely is not comfortable for me.
Okay, see you later, John. Have a good week. Kevin, I start Tuesday. Tuesday will be my first day. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if it's a good match for them and they're a good match for me. We'll see. I bet it works out fine. Gary's over here fidgeting.
My war drums.
Hello, Miss Patty, the Tinker's wife. Yes. Good night, Christine. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. It's good to meet you all. I'm glad you came in here tonight.
Oh, Xander, gotcha. Huh. Well, hopefully you're doing better now, buddy.
Yeah, I use some herbal stuff too. I mean, and I don't mean that facetiously. I mean, really do use.
We use.
I use a mullein. It's something we use a lot of. We use plantain.
Yep.
Chamomile. There's some other things we use too. We've got a plant here that we've started using some that we grew this year called toothache plant.
Yeah.
And it's really good when you get a bite or a sting or sore or something.
Yep.
Kind of neat little plant.
We grew celery for the first time this year.
Yeah.
And it's doing really good. Hey, that is a great idea, Lynn. Put it with your hat. When you pick up your hat, I'll just attach it to your hat.
The
mask. Attach it to your hat so that when you go, you'll have it. Although this week you're working.
That's going to get my head sunburned.
What?
What I need to do is get a box of them and put them in my car so they're there and available.
Excuses.
Excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to put a box in my car, and I just don't think about it till I'm in the middle of it, really, most of the time. I've tried to get better, and I know that, like our house over on the lake, I wore a mask a lot, putting up insulation there. You can just we can unload bags of fiberglass insulation, and I start hacking and coughing, and probably from years of not wearing
masks.
But
Yeah. Pretend you're in 2020 again. We just didn't hardly go anywhere.
I didn't wear a mask much. I did a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I did when I'd go into stores, any place that was making that a thing that they wanted to make people. I honored. If you own a store, you have a right to say how people come into your store. That's my belief.
Hooga!
I don't think it really fixed anything, but I think if I own a store and I want to say you've got to walk backwards when you come in my store, you ought to have to walk backwards. I mean, really, or just don't come in my store. I think that, that's kind of our right to ownership thing. So I wore a mask some during 2020. I did.
Just to be respectful of the
Yeah, just
owners.
to be respectful. It wasn't a statement that I agreed with it or that I thought it was going to save me.
Right.
I sure didn't drive around in the car by myself with one on, which I've seen that a lot.
I still see it.
And I'm not sure how that makes sense to people.
Well, they had somebody have a wreck because they had
Because
theirs
they
on.
had on 2 masks and they got low on oxygen and passed out and had a wreck.
Woo.
2920, huh?
Yeah. Oh, 2020.
Yep.
It was sad. Just sometimes your paranoia will get you in trouble. And I'm sure they were doing what they thought was best. Somewhere somebody had told them they thought they needed to wear 2 masks, but it was just not a good idea for them. But yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe it's the germs of taking it on and off. I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe they just forget they got it on.
Yeah.
My favorite is they're wearing their mask, but it's down here. And their mouth and nose are open. Were they really? I bet. Yeah. And then you have the people that their company still requires them to wear it, even if they're in a company vehicle. And so sometimes you'll see them driving down the road in a company vehicle because they're required anytime they're in a company vehicle or at work for the company they work for. Then
Where'd he go?
I don't know. He was just right here. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's right up underneath us.
Oh, he's around.
We moved, so he moved.
But yeah, so he's silly.
Yeah, our dog, he wasn't under the chair he was under earlier, but we had moved over here when we started this, or I had moved over here when we started this. And I looked down, he had moved, he wasn't under the chair, so I looked down in between us, and he's underneath us again.
Oh, Huga, I know. Our middle daughter was in the medical industry during that time, which she still is. And she was a CNA, which she's different now. She just switched jobs from a traveling. She was a CNA at a hospital outside of Kansas City during 2020, and then she was a nursing home maybe. I don't know. Anyway, she was a CNA in a medical facility, and then she was a traveling CNA, and then she just took a job in supplies, medical supplies. So yeah, still in a hospital. But yeah, it was crazy. She'd tell us all the time the crazy stuff that they were changing up on her.
Things get crazy. And when we're motivated by fear instead of caution,
Yeah.
when terror begins to reign, things get crazy.
Yep, I understand, Huga. Have a friend who lost his job because they refused his religious exemption. Oh man.
The religious exemption on getting the shot usually. That's what that
Usually,
is.
yeah. For the pokey.
Supposed to put an Alka-Seltzer in your mouth.
Yeah. probably for the pokey. But anyway, yeah, that was just kind of silly.
I saw a video where a guy put an Alka-Seltzer in his mouth and was running around saying, "The vaccine isn't working. The vaccine isn't working."
He was a psych nurse. Gotcha, gotcha. That would could cause some really big issues having to wear that. Yeah.
Well,
Thanks,
good to see
Charlene.
you, Charlene.
See you later.
Charlene. Cindy made some applesauce this week. I found some apples that were on the road. Road apples. Oh, no, those kind of apples. There was some actual apples that had fallen out of a tree on the city street. I just picked up the ones that were in the street. We haven't figured out who owns the place to see if we could pick them yet. But I picked up the ones out of the street, and Cindy made a nice little batch of applesauce. And we've got a few more hanging in there that I'm going to put some on the dehydrator probably.
I'm with you, Huga. When I had my surgery, those are nice shades. Lynn likes your shades. When I had or mine, I don't know which ones.
Yeah, we both got on there.
Whenever I had my surgery in December, they made me wear a mask.
See, now you guys don't know who I am.
Yeah, and I have asthma, and I don't know whether it was some of the I had a reaction to two of the medications they gave me during surgery. Well, one was during surgery that made me have a reaction, possibly make me have an asthma attack, or the intubation can cause you to have an asthma attack if you have asthma. And so then they gave me a breathing treatment, which I told them I couldn't have, which made it worse. So I ended up getting a bunch of having to have epinephrine a couple times, and then having low oxygen, and they wanted me to wear a mask in my hospital room when my oxygen levels were low. It was dumb. It was dumb. Hello, Roger. How are you? Yeah. So yeah. You couldn't see my shades. They blend in with my hair. They're just about the same color my hair.
Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate that.
But yeah. Hello, Mr. Roger, our neighbor.
And you too can have a pair just like this for $6.99 at Dollar General.
Oh, me. Yep, at Dollar General.
I wear cheap sunglasses.
That's a song, cheap sunglasses.
I know. That one band that pretended to be another band, and that's how they got popular?
Yes.
Yeah, that band.
That band, yeah. Not to be mistaken by your hat band.
Yeah, that's a different one. Or the radio band.
Oh, he is doing great. He's sleeping underneath the glider. We're sitting in the glider on the front porch.
Get him?
Is he awake? I don't want you to have to wake him
No,
up.
he got up and moved.
I guess you could call him out
think
and
he's
see.
asleep. Dan.
Come on, Danny.
He's not moving.
Dan, he sleeps soundly when he sleeps. Ooh. You're lucky. She's got bifocals.
Yeah.
Patty says I might have to check out the Dollar General for a pair. Stylish there, Gary. Come on, Dan.
Yeah.
Come here, baby. Come here.
I've lived my life in Dollar Tree fashion.
Come on, baby.
Or dollar store fashion. I think the dog's asleep.
He's struggling to wake up. Come on, baby. Come on, Dan. He thinks we done lost our minds.
Dan. There we go. Good boy. Good boy.
Move that back a bit. It's a natural reaction that happens. Oh, man. Yes, our fur baby, yes. He's sleepy, fur baby, poor thing.
This is our new head of ranch security here.
Yeah. He's our
This is Dan the dog.
Dan the dog.
Look at everybody, Dan.
Say hi. Hi. Poor little guy. He is so laid back. He says, I just need my nap.
And he's almost asleep again.
It's like, I just need my nap. Thank you, Roger.
Thanks for taking care of him, Roger. The bark is worse than the bite.
Yes, Huga, sponsor, Dollar General can sponsor us, can send us something for wearing our stylish sunglasses.
Yeah, maybe we need a new pair of sunglasses.
Oh, I got. Luke found a pair. Luke found, not this pair, my other pair, that
Yeah.
I'd lost several years ago. Hi, Dan. Everybody says.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
We think he's adorable, and he's a good dog.
He
He's
is.
learning quick.
He's very smart.
Especially for a hound type dog, man, he's learning quick.
He's very smart.
He is half beagle and half Catahoula.
Yeah.
It's your garden, not mine. Yeah, they get on the tomatoes a little bit.
Huga is Hygge, and it's pronounced Huga. I know it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know.
They told us once what language
Is
it
it
is.
Danish? Maybe.
Yeah,
I think it's
something like
Danish.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, Roger babysat for us. He watched the dogs. We had Hannah's dog and one of the puppies here. Yeah. Yeah. We had Maddie and one of the puppies here, and then of course Dan, and Mr. Roger was wonderful and came and took care of him. Yes, Miss Jan is the 4 o'clock queen. Yeah, I think so. Which a Catahoula is a hound as well.
Yeah, sometimes you see Catahoulas called a cur. Sometimes you see them called a hound. They're a hound type dog, which curs are usually kind of a hound type dog too. But Catahoula leopard hound it's the state hound or state dog of Louisiana. They're kind of a hound, but they're also used as kind of working dogs too.
Yeah.
In a way that you can use a hound as a working dog. I don't know how to explain it, but they use them to push cattle and they'll use them to push hogs. But basically, they hunt cattle and they hunt hogs.
Yeah. His grandparents are from a ranch in Idaho, and they push them out of the brushy foothills of the mountains. They push the cattle out. They're cattle working dogs. And then his mama is just our pet, or Hannah's pet.
Just a beagle.
Yep. But yeah, but he looks houndy. He's got a big old hound head, got the top knot on his head, like a hound, and got a bullet-shaped head like a hound, and yeah, and then of course that black and tan color is really pretty. He's square-bodied, so. There you go. Yeah, they're a little quieter usually, but they can be aggressive if they need to be towards the cattle.
Catahoulas are very aggressive dogs.
I was trying to be kind in that one.
So Catahoulas get used a lot to hog hunt.
Yes.
Hunt feral hogs. They get used to hunt bears.
Mm-hmm.
They get used to push wild cattle or
Lions.
yeah. They get used to lion hunt. They are definitely yes.
Yes.
He doesn't like being put in the pen. But Catahoulas mind a lot better than hounds. They got more of an obedience gene in them, but they're still kind of a hound type dog.
They usually bond with one person or a family. That makes them a good family dog. And yeah.
They're insanely loyal.
Yes, they will.
Insanely
Yeah.
loyal, and Catahoulas general are kind of fearless, gritty dogs. They'll stand up to anything. They're not afraid of much usually.
What was Cassidy again?
I half Catahoula and half Australian Shepherd.
Yeah.
I had a dog for a long time that was Catahoula and Australian Shepherd. My brothers had a couple of half Catahoula dogs that were just amazing.
Yeah.
He had one named Dog that was half whatever in Catahoula. Then another one that was half Lab in Catahoula. That was her name Annie.
I think so.
She was a great dog, great for them kids. And man, no, he didn't have to worry about anybody coming to the house or anything with her there. She was gonna take care of them.
Yeah. But Cassidy was good. She could tell when Gary was going to have, when it was back when he was having a lot of strokes, mini strokes. And she could tell whether, probably because of the, the pheromones put off, but yeah. And one time he went down in the yard and was out, and she wouldn't let me near him, which was very unusual. And so I called one of his cousins to come see if he could help me get her off. He's like, I'm not touching that dog. We're just going to wait and see what happens. He's breathing. Just leave him alone. And pretty soon he woke up, and she was a big dog. She
About
weighs
75 pounds.
Yeah, she weighed 75 pounds, and she's sitting on his chest.
She wasn't afraid to latch into nothing either.
No, but it was very surprising to me that she wasn't, and she just warned me. She didn't bite me or snap at me or anything. She just bare her teeth and growl. And so I was like, that is not, normal. But yeah, but she was really good with the kids, and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Never had to worry. When I brought all my kids home from the hospital, I sat down in the yard with her and them and let her sniff them over and told her they were they were hers, and man, she'd watch over them. You had to be careful spanking them in front of her.
You couldn't spank them. You had to take them in the house.
She wouldn't let you
spank
do
them.
that.
And Luke, when Luke was little, he used to ride her.
Yep.
And she was a good babysitter. When we lived on my mom and dad's place, we had a sandbox in the corner of the yard, and then our garden was attached to the yard, but you kind of had to go through a couple of gates to get to it. And we'd put him in that corner and tell Cassidy to watch the baby Cass, and she wouldn't let him up. If he got up and he wandered out of the sandbox, she'd push him down and stand over him and bark. But one time we were working in the garden, and Gary heard Luke laughing, and he was moving, and so he couldn't see him. He couldn't see Cassidy, so he got up and got out of the garden and went to looking for him. And here they come around the corner of the house, and Luke was riding Cassidy, had a hold of her collar, and was laying across her back.
just having a laugh, and that dog was panting and just as happy as she could be.
Yep. She loved them babies. Hannah called her a get back.
Yep. When Hannah was trying to walk, I'd get too close to her. I was always afraid she was going to knock her down, so I told her, get back.
So Hannah
And
called her a get back. So it was really funny. Hannah would have her little hand going, come here, get back, come here. It was so cute. She was so little. And poor Cassidy was confused. She was just like, I don't know what that is.
That's our middle daughter always says she wanted to name a dog Stay. So she could say, come here, Stay. Come here, Stay.
Oh, I was teaching him Stay yesterday, so he's looking.
Yeah.
But he's out on patrol right now. He's smelling where the animals have gone. But yeah.
There's nothing like a good loyal dog for a homestead or a home. I mean, I know that sometimes in town or apartments or stuff, dogs get to be an awful big nuisance, but if you've got a little bit of a yard, a good loyal dog is a lot of benefit. I always remember reading Little House on the Prairie when they were heading across the prairie, heading to Kansas, and they come across a family who'd been robbed, and the pa just couldn't believe somebody would have all their possessions and not have a dog to guard it. And really the best burglar setup, the best alarm setup I've ever seen is just a good dog. It doesn't mean to be a dog that's going to eat somebody. You don't need a big slobbering pit bull that's going to kill whoever steps on the property.
And not that a pit bull necessarily would,
but yeah, just you don't need a dog that's super mean or aggressive. You need a dog that's alert.
Yep.
You need a dog that lets you know somebody's there. You need a dog that lets somebody know that it's there.
Yep.
And those dogs are super valuable. Even a small dog can be fairly valuable for that, for just letting you know people are around.
Yep.
Dogs have a weird sense of knowing things are around and kind of knowing what's coming.
Knowing if somebody's up to no good,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
We've seen that with some of our dogs.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Miss Barb. Lynn the Okie. Hugo, Lynn wants to know if y'all know Roy and Becky's travels and if they're close to you or in your area.
Ben's Over Acres is in here.
That's Barb.
Barb,
Yep,
yeah.
Miss Barb.
All right, good. Yeah, and we've had dogs over the years that somebody, stranger, come up to the house or whatever, and the dog just get in between us and them.
Yeah.
Usually not me, but between Cindy and the kids and them, or the kids and them, and I think that's a behavior of a loyal dog and an alert dog. And you can train a little bit of that. I've watched a little bit of training dogs on where to stand and how to be alert. But a lot of that just comes natural. And it comes through bonding. And when I was 14, I got a Border Collie Australian Shepherd cross.
Miss Bell.
And probably crossed a little bit of other stuff too. And I was working on a horse ranch, and I asked the guy, he had a really good Aussie. I said, how do I train a good cow dog? I grew up around hounds. And I said, how do I train a good dog? He said, the best way you can train a dog is it just to be with you a lot. Just that bonding. And then they learn what you're asking them to do, and then you can communicate with them better. And so that's what we're trying to do with old Dan. Is we're just trying to have him with us a lot, and although he's off wandering the yards right now.
He's laid down with one of his toys.
Oh, okay. And he's got a couple of spots he likes. He really likes under our lilac bush. And it's funny that we got him a chew bone today, and I gave it to him, and he carried it off the porch and chewed on a little bit, but then left it. And later I carried it back up to him on the porch, and he picked it up, carried it off, and laid it back in that spot, and then came back to the porch.
Yep, he wants it where he wants it.
And he does that with another chew toy he has too. And we get a kick out of him placing things where he wants them and putting them back if we move them.
So right now is teaching him what it's okay to chew, what is his. Hello, Miss Lori Carp. What is his to chew on, and making sure he has plenty of options. So he's got 3 chew toys, and Gary says he's the most spoiled dog we've ever had. But if
most of our dogs just got a deer leg bone or something like that, and called that good, but we didn't have any of that, and we got him some other things, and we always took an old piece of t-shirt rag or something and tied a few knots in it and made it like a chew toy. But
hello, Roberta's Attic Adventures. Hello.
Hey.
But yeah,
sure glad you're in here.
So
So we've been working on teaching him what he can chew and what he can't chew. We've been working on him coming to us, and setting down, and so that he doesn't jump on us. We've been working on that. We've been working on him following when we walk. Dog trainers got something they call that, where they follow heeling, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my, the meter man.
Yeah, a dog that will bite somebody pretty openly, it can cause some issues. And we've always tried to avoid having our dogs really bite people, but we've had it happen a few times where the dog knew it needed to happen and it did. And so those are, the kind of dogs that are making that are reading situations well.
Well,
and that's something you can't really teach. Dogs just know that.
We had a home invasion, and that was one of the times someone was bit.
Bit somebody. And that was just a hunting dog, just like Dan.
Yeah.
Well, not just like Dan, but it was a hunting dog, and Dan's a hunting dog.
The kids and I were home alone, and the person had come in through a door. I was near the back door, and they came in the front door, and the dog evidently heard them come in, and Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And I called the sheriff and to report the invasion. And of course, the person shook the dog off and ran. And basically, the sheriff's deputy told me that um, if I wanted to press charges, that was fine, but they'd have to take our dog.
Yeah, and we probably would have gotten it back, but he didn't want our home being without that protection. He wanted us to just let it go and let that guy and all of his buddies knew we had a dog that ate their lunch when they came in the house.
So, and we rarely had anyone come that wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So,
And so, yeah, and you know that it wasn't like nobody was ever in our home. Our home was full of people
yes.
in and out. That person had been in our home many times
Yes.
as a welcome guest, and that dog was all right. Now we did know that dog would get between the kids and people that she didn't know, or
Right.
between Cindy and people she didn't know. But she knew that person was up to no good, and a dog that can read a situation is invaluable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know how they do that. I don't know how a dog knows what somebody's up to. There's a lot of things dogs know that I don't know how they know. It can't just be smell. It can't just be hearing. It can't just be sight. It's something special that God has given them. God has made them a tool and a gift to us, and they are a very special part of His creation that He has given us as companions and co-workers,
Mm-hmm.
and as a tool. And He's made them like that, and that's, to me, is really, really cool. And I love seeing dogs do what they were bred to do. I worked on an apartment one time where a lady had a blue tick hound in her apartment and was proud of all the registration papers and stuff on that blue tick hound. That blue tick hound was nuttier than a fruitcake. I mean, it just went bonkers anytime anything moved, and because the dog wasn't doing what it was bred to do. And then I've seen dogs that work for a living that just as happy as they can be, and that worked hard. And I've seen old cow dog with a split nose, bleeding. I've seen coon dogs with tongues tore up and just as happy as they could be because they were doing what they were bred to do. And there's really a good lesson in that we were created for a reason. We were created for a purpose, and we're going to be happiest when we're fulfilling that.
Yes. Yeah, but the smile.
Yeah,
The smile.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Working dogs are amazing things.
Yeah. But yeah, Dan is just, if we give him the correct stuff and show him, what he can chew on and what he can't, they're less likely to chew on stuff they're not supposed to if they have a couple of options.
And they know some things are off
Limits.
limits.
Thank you, Jan. We think he's a doll. We think he's pretty special. And now that we don't have kids, I spoil the dog instead of the kids. Well, I spoiled my cow before. I got a cow instead of a dog whenever the kids left home. And I don't have my cow, so I got my dog.
We had old Saddle.
Yeah, we had old Saddle, yeah. And
Thank you,
I
Patty.
spoiled him. I spoiled him too. But yeah.
Scripture does say that we were created for good works, which God prepared beforehand.
Yep.
And we've got something we were created for, and it's not as hard to find as you would think. And
Well, two of them are given to us.
absolutely,
Two of them are given to us. We're supposed to love God and to love our neighbor as ourselves.
absolutely.
Love God with everything we have, with everything we are, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. So, yeah.
And there's another one that's given to us too. We were created as human beings from the beginning. We were created to be in relationship with God.
And to work, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
He gave Adam work before the fall
And
to
I
tend the garden and
think
tend the
if
animals.
we're pursuing God, if we're spending time talking to Him, learning what He has to say from His Word, trying to honestly obey Him, doesn't mean we're going to get it right every time. Everybody's going to struggle a lot. That's part of the human condition. But if we're striving towards obeying Him, if we're listening to His Word, if we're talking to Him and being open and honest with Him, His will, what He's got planned for us, will show up. Because He's that way. He's that powerful. We don't have to go find the secret secret code. We just pursue him and God makes it there. And he puts it there. And so, yeah. There's my sermon for today. I got a glass of water.
Yep, you're gonna get your glass of water. Okay. But yeah, so I have talked about everything I think I wanted to talk about today. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yes. Saddle passed away. Yes. He was old and he ended up having heart failure this summer. It was really sad because we worked really hard and had surgery for him last fall for him to save him whenever he had some issues.
You're not gonna say what
I'm
it
not
was?
gonna say what it was. When
I
he
will.
had a prolapse. That's all, a penile prolapse. There, I said it. Penile prolapse. That's what it was, medically speaking. That's what happened to Saddle last fall. And anyway, so we had surgery. He had to have a penilectomy. I say that correctly? Yeah. Anyway, so and he survived that, but he had a heart attack this early in the summer, and he just never got over it, and he died of heart failure.
There's a really good vet that we know here that was willing to just look at him.
Oh, your son's dog that passed away. I'm so sorry, Lynn. I missed it. I'm so sorry, Lynn. Your son's dog. Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry, Lynn. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the heartache of it too, is that the dogs don't last as long as we do. But I guess that's a good thing too. Well, we've been trying to get him where he doesn't have something of ours to chew on. He likes to steal clothes off the clothesline.
The other pup that Hannah had here,
Yeah.
we got to call him Outlaw.
And Bandit.
And Bandit. He'd snatch something he knew he wasn't
And
supposed to
he'd
have,
run.
and he'd just take off running as hard as he could.
And he knew he wasn't supposed to have it. I mean, he'd sneak over there. Yeah. He'd get over there and he'd get closer and closer and closer, and then he'd snatch a sock off the clothesline and run.
He was a little outlaw. He didn't want to be touched. He didn't.
Yeah.
But anyhow.
Yes,
he'll
Lynn,
get
the
over
one
it.
that bit the meter man. We had one. We had a blue heeler puppy that the kids had named Belle. That we took to. It was kind of confusing.
She was a dingling.
She was a dingling, but we took her to Wyoming with us when we moved to Wyoming, and she.
The trash man.
Yes, the trash man.
One of his nephews was
staying with us.
Was staying with us at the time,
Uh-huh.
and he just reached over very innocently to hug
Yep.
his nephew. But all that dog knew was somebody was
was-
reaching over the fence for a kid.
Yep.
And she got him on the arm, not real hard, not
Yep.
real bad.
She didn't even break skin.
But he understood
Yep.
that he had just done something that was threatening to the dog. He didn't have a problem with it. He
Yep.
said, "I was glad that dog's around my nephew."
Yeah, he made him feel good that the kid would be protected. Oh yes, Lori, that is a great mix. Woo. That's an aggressive, tough mix.
If you can make that dog mind and make that dog want to mind, there's nothing like those dogs.
Unless it's one like that. Sometimes you get the ones that are very social
Yeah,
too.
you do.
And if it's one
The
that's
caterpillars will do that.
yeah, sometimes they'll get that very social. They'll bond to one person, and sometimes it can be a family group.
Yeah.
They'll bond to. But yeah.
Catahoulas and blue heelers both are, when they get set on a job, they will do it till they die.
Yeah.
I mean, they just got that kind of heart. They're that kind of dog. They were bred for those kind of jobs.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a cool mix. That was similar to what we had in that Australian Shepherd Catahoula mix.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a neighbor kid that said Belle bit him, but the truth came out. He gotten a knife. Somebody gave him a knife, and he cut himself with the knife, and so he thought he'd blame it on our dog.
Yeah.
But it was obvious it was a cut and not a bite. If anybody can see the difference between a cut and a bite. But yeah, he just was messing around. He had no business with a knife. If a child, oh yeah. Anyway. I don't know why somebody would give that child
I was
particular.
listening to a podcast today called "Give Kids Knives and Fire."
Well, if they're trained, yes. That child
These were
was
kids in the
just
juvenile system.
woo, oh my mercy.
There's a chef that's taking kids in the juvenile system and setting up kitchens with them,
Oh.
and having them do commercial
There
as
you
a
go.
restaurant, setting up
For
restaurants
therapeutic, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
to teach them a trade
A
and
trade.
to work. Yeah.
Oh,
And he calls it "Give Kids Knives and Fire."
wow.
Yep.
Yep.
That's very good.
Yep.
Very good. Yeah.
Yes, that's good. That's good, Lori. All right, see you later, Jan. See ya. Love ya. Hope y'all are doing good. And yeah, yeah, we've enjoyed dogs, many dogs over the years. But when you've been together as long as we have, it seems like lots of dogs. But the dog Belle, she did eventually attack our kids' 4-H animals.
Yeah. She
Got jealous of the
didn't
goat.
mind. We
Yeah.
couldn't get her to ever mind like we wanted her to. And she was a Jack Russell Blue Heeler cross.
I would not recommend that cross.
No, not a good cross.
Not a good cross.
But anyhow, we never could get her to mind, and so she ended up going somewhere else.
Yeah, she got rehomed.
Yes, and
yeah.
to somewhere where they could deal
Yep.
with her.
Yep.
I had too many kids and too many animals around and stuff for her to be acting like that and not listen to me.
See you later, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you guys for being in here.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
But yeah,
I'm
we
glad-
made sure she got rehomed and not,
I'm glad your family got a good dog.
That's very important to have a good dog. For the companion part of it and for the protection part of it. And there's just the comfort about not being alone. So
We've had a Walker. We've had a Catahoula Australian Shepherd cross. We had a little Border Collie for a little while. She bit the kids and she couldn't stay.
yeah. Yeah.
We had that Blue Heeler mix. We had a July Blue Tick cross
Yep.
that I couldn't hunt her with for a while.
We had Beagles.
We had beagles for a while,
That you
several
hunted,
beagles
yeah.
that I hunted. Oh, I love hunting beagles.
Yeah.
I love hunting with dogs.
Yes, they're very stubborn. But once you train one, bond, especially if they bond to you, then, or imprint on you is what Luke calls it. If you imprint upon them, however that's worded,
Yeah.
if they bond to you.
Jack
Yeah.
Russells are little knuckleheads sometimes.
Well, Tony's dog.
Oh, yeah. But Catahoulas can be notoriously, I've always heard cowboys say, if you're afraid to kick your dog, you don't need a Catahoula. But Catahoulas can be a little hard-headed, but they have a
loyal streak.
and so if you can harness that and imprint with them well, they can mind very well. But it takes somebody who's willing to put that effort into them. And a lot of times, the cool thing is a lot of times kids can train those hard-headed dogs just because they don't got nothing better else to do than just play with the dog. And that helps a lot with those kind of dogs. My son had a mountain cur. We've had several mountain curs, and just love those kind of dogs too.
Good. Carrie likes her. She's got just Jack Russell Terrier mixed with a terrier.
Yeah.
And she's got a good girl.
Yeah,
Good. Good. And they can, and I know Chihuahuas can be good dogs too.
For what?
They're good. They're very good with that bonding and having their one person.
Yeah.
And they're very good at protection too, the little ankle biters.
I think that's the dog you're most likely to get bitten by.
It is.
a
It is. It's a Chihuahua. Yep. It is. But my granny had a Chihuahua.
Dalmatians are high on that list
Yep.
too.
Dalmatians are high. Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I think I think it all depends upon the situation and upon, not every dog. Not every dog that bites is a bad dog. It
Right.
all depends on the situation.
A lot of times people will get English Shepherds or Border Collies and then they bite their kids. And that happens a lot. And Border Collies aren't really pets. They just aren't. But they try to herd those kids and they end up nipping them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and that's a bad mix.
Yep.
That always, a border collie without a job is a bad mix,
Yeah.
anyways.
Lori had before that she had a Jack Russell. He
Yeah.
got old and had a few bad traits, but overall great dog.
Yeah.
Carrie got her dog from Tennessee.
Awesome. And-
See you later, Miss Viola. Good night.
And people that spend the time and have good Jack Russells. Jack Russells can be really good dogs.
Mm-hmm.
They, I had a friend that we hunted with in Wyoming that had one. They had it dig holes to plant shrubs in. They could stick him on anything, so they'd say, "Where's that squirrel?" And they'd tap the ground, and he'd dig a big old hole and they'd plant a shrub in it.
Xander's service dogs were both black labs and rescues. Cool.
That's awesome.
Well, guys, we've been on an hour and 5 minutes. He's piling his toys together. He went and got his toy that squeaks. Well, we're gonna.
Guys, just a reminder: we're gonna be trying to shoot some videos on the camera and using the camera as much as or the phone. We're gonna be shooting stuff on the phone, trying to use the phone because that's all we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll be looking for some videos. We had a lot of stuff recorded and ready to start putting out, and it's not gonna come. So we may be a little slack for a bit.
Thanks, Roberta. Thanks, Roberta.
And also,
Me start my new job.
Cindy's starting a new job, so be
We'll
praying
see how
for her,
that
please.
all. Yeah, we'll see how that all lines out. Stay safe and saner than Xander, everybody. We'll do our best, Xander. Thanks, Xander. Well, everybody, thanks for coming in. Remember, God made you special.
And he loves you very much.
Y'all have a blessed week. We'll see you later.